welcome to today's episode of Candid Kaya. Today I am here with actress Tyler K. Whitley, and she is going to be telling you all how to become an actress. Stay tuned to hear Tyler's tips. So hello, Tyler.
Hi, thank you for having me here.
Of course, thank you so much for coming. Let's start with just telling the viewers a little bit about yourself.
All right, well, my name is Tyler K. Whitley. I am an actress originally from Cleveland, Ohio. I was born there, but I was raised here in Atlanta, Georgia. I went to Georgia State University, woo! And I'm an actress, a writer, and just an overall creative. You might have seen me on BT's Plus Bigger. It's a Will Cracker production. We just got renewed for season 2. And you might have seen me on the Bobby DeBarge story playing Janet Jackson. What an honor. As well as Boomerang on BET and a few other things that I have coming out.
Okay, go ahead, girl. Let's start with, so you're an actress. Just tell us, how did you even get inspired to pursue acting?
Well, seeing my aunt grow up, she's actually an actress / comedian. Her name is Kim Whitley. You might have seen her on a lot of things next Friday. And she really inspired me. She's been an actress my whole entire life. So just growing up and seeing her being able to accomplish her dreams and, you know, do different things with acting and be in commercials and films and movies is what really inspired me.
So Tyler, tell us a little bit about how you personally got your start into acting.
Okay. So one summer I went out to Los Angeles with my grandma to visit my aunt. And as I said, my aunt's an actress / comedian. And I ended up going to an audition with her. She was auditioning for the mother role of this family sitcom. And I went, I saw her whole audition process, met the casting director, and he said, you know what, let's audition your niece for your daughter of the show. And so that was my very first audition that I ever did. And I auditioned for the daughter. The casting director really, really liked me. So it was so cool. I was living in Atlanta and I was flying back because I had callbacks in Los Angeles. So I was coming back and forth. And I got down to like me and this other girl. I really thought I was going to get this role. And he ended up picking the other girl. But that's what, you know, the business is about. So I was hurt. But from that experience, I actually gained a Los Angeles agent. So then I started auditioning a lot more for projects out there in LA. But then, you know, I ended up going to school, you know, went to college, graduated, worked a 9 to 5, and, you know, picked it back up eventually. But that was something that I always really wanted.
So once you decided it was going to be something you wanted to pick back up, how did you put yourself out there? How did you promote yourself?
First I started going to acting classes. So I formed a, you know, friendship with all of my actors, and we have a little acting community here that's tightly knit in Atlanta, which is really cool. And then I actually started applying to agencies. But when I was applying, I realized that you have to have about 3 things. You have to have a headshot, a resume, and you have to have a reel. So how does the actor do that? And they have, you know, no experience really for the most part. So I remember going to Cleveland to see my dad. My dad's like really into technology. He had just got this new camera from like Goodwill, and he was dying to try it out. So I was like, okay, well, we can try out your camera. How about you film me in a scene, and that's the footage I'm going to use for my reel. So we actually created this whole scene. I got like a monologue off of Google, and I did it, and my dad did an awesome job. It looked like it came out of a movie. And that was the footage. I did like 2 scenes with him. That was the footage that I used to submit to agencies, right? Around Christmas time, there was a holiday party that I went to. And I was there, and I knew that casting directors were going to be there. It was a Get Seen holiday party. Casting directors are always there, actors and agents. So I went in there with tunnel vision. And I was like, I'm going to come out of here with an agent, or I'm going to meet a casting director or something. I'm not coming out of this empty-handed. So I went in there, and I was just not really having luck. But one of my really good friends, his name's Isaiah Johnson. I met him on set as an extra, and we're still friends to this day. He was like, let me introduce you to my agent. So I was like, okay. That one introduction took me so far. I met his agent. He gave me his card. The next day I sent him my headshot, my resume that I made up, and
the video,
my reel that my dad did. My dad did reel. And he ended up signing me. He really liked me. He said he had nobody that looked like me on his roster. I met with him. Amazing. And ended up signing me. And I just wanted to say that one introduction literally changed my life. Like, you never know how much one intro can do for you.
That's so true.
Thanks,
and I hope y'all really took some gems out of Tyler's story right there. Basically, she used her resources to get her where she needed to go. And she also didn't, hide behind a camera or hide behind the scenes and think someone would just notice her. She put herself out there. She put herself in places and positions in order to be noticed. So if you're interested in acting, that's a pretty good approach. Fake it till you make it and hustle, period. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the audition process.
Okay.
So how many auditions would you say you've done, and how many no's would you say you've gotten?
Oh my goodness. I've done so many auditions. I can't even count. And I've gotten so many no's. I can't even count. Honestly, in acting, I'm going to take that back. You don't even get a no.
Sometimes you don't get nothing.
You get nothing. And it's like you got to just keep going. You never get a no. If I don't hear anything, I'm just like, I guess I didn't get it. Next roll. So you never get a no. That's one of the hardest things about acting is sometimes you just don't get feedback and you just don't know what you did. But you just keep pushing.
So tell us a little bit about, because I know with acting, you always got to kind of stay on your toes. How do you continue to invest in yourself and continue to improve your acting skills?
Okay. Well, the first investment that I made was quitting my 9 to 5.
Okay.
That stopping my stability, and that's really hard. Just being a starving artist, you never know when your next paycheck is going to be. Right. Every time I get a large paycheck, I'm never spending. I'm putting it in my savings because you just never know. So that was the first thing, was just being able to lose my stability. But other than that, you can, get new headshots all the time. Sometimes that's a little costly, but you want to make that's an investment. Acting classes is another thing that you can always do to invest in yourself.
Does that typically cost money, or is it?
It does cost money. You usually pay by the month. But that's always a good investment.
Right. Is there any way that you suggest, like, people who don't have the resources can self-teach themselves how to act?
Yeah, you can. You definitely can, but it's always good, I say, to go into class and get criticism constructive criticism from your peers and from your coaches. Okay. So I always suggest classes. That's a great start.
So you told us a little bit about how you improve and invest in yourself. Is there anything unique you've been doing during this quarantine to help elevate yourself and your skills?
Yeah, I've been trying to stay busy. So I've been watching a lot of film. I've been watching a lot of Oscar-nominated films, Oscar award-winning films, and just trying to, look and see what actors are doing these days, So that's number one. And then I also try to look at television shows and movies that I've actually auditioned for and trying to pick and see what the tone was. It's also kind of cool to see shows and movies that you've auditioned for and see who actually got the role and see what they did and okay, I can see why they got picked for that, or I can't really see why they got picked for that, So I've been trying to do that. Also sharpen my writing skills. So I just wrote my first television pilot. And writing is something I'm very passionate about as well. So just trying to, write, rewrite, do that because I want to gain more knowledge in the film industry. So eventually I want to be able to write, produce, direct, and star in my own show. So, I think it's just great to add value to the film industry, and that's what I want to be able to do eventually.
So another note, another gem you can take from Tyler is that this acting game and the acting work don't ever stop. Yeah. Even when you're not auditioning or actually in something, she's still constantly working to improve herself. Right.
Always.
That's good to know. That's a good lesson.
Always stay creative.
Yeah. So another question for you is, was there ever a time when you were offered a role and you weren't quite sure if it fit your brand? And from there, what did you decide to do?
Yeah, all the time. I'll get auditions for roles, and it's great that they'll tell you, you know, this scene contains nudity. Are you comfortable? Mm-hmm. They're really big with that in the acting industry, if you're comfortable with shooting something new. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the time where you got to weigh out your pros and your cons. Like, is this role going to, you know, hurt my career? So that's when I really start to think about that. But yeah, there's times that I have, and I've had to decline a role.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So were you comfortable with declining the role because it didn't fit your brand, or did you regret it in the long run?
I'm going to be honest. Initially, sometimes I never want to decline a role, and that's the problem with me. I'm like, no, I don't want to decline this role. I can do it. Mm-hmm. But I have declined a role before, and I never regretted it.
Okay.
Mm-mm. Nope.
Okay. Because you stay true to who you were.
You always got to stay true to who you are as a person.
Perfect. All right, Tyler. So now I want to get just a little bit of your advice.
Okay.
What are Tyler's tips to acing auditions?
All right. My tips are, well, first I want to start off by saying I always listen to a Big Sean playlist. I don't know why, but he always gets me motivated. Go in there with great energy. I always am prepared, so I always have a headshot with me just in case. Some casting directors accept it, some people do not, but I'm always going to have a headshot. And make sure I look the part. You know, so if you're going out for a doctor role, I've been in places I'm wearing doctor scrubs. So make sure you look the part so it's easy for the casting director to envision you as this person in this role. And I think that the waiting room before you even see the casting director is the scariest part. You're looking at your competition, you're nervous, you're trying to remember your lines. But once you get into the actual room with the casting director, I think the best thing you can do is just bring your authentic self, you know? Mm-hmm. Just be yourself to any role that you're doing, and just bring, you know, your own personal energy into the room and light up the room.
What advice do you have to remain memorable after you've done a role or after you've been on set?
After you've been on set, so one thing I like to do when I'm on set is meet as many people as I can, you know, and just be humble and grateful to be there, from the craft services all the way to the directors and the producers, you know. And I just think it's great to just bring amazing energy. Every time I do a scene, I always try to do it different. Mm-hmm. So they get different cuts and different takes that they can work with. And I think that's a way to stand out. And just make sure you introduce yourself to the directors, the producers, and everybody that's so higher up. And just bring your authentic self.
All right, so my last advice question is, what advice do you have for those aspiring actresses who have just struggled for quite some time landing a role, but don't want to give up on this dream?
I think I would tell them what you said. Don't give up on the dream. That's so important. And that is going to determine the good from the great, is if you stay in it, I really think. I heard a quote, and it was from Nipsey Hussle, and it really stuck with me, but it was, you know, if you quit what you're doing now, you would have been a lot closer if you continued as opposed to starting over and doing something else. And I think that's really important for actors. You know, things do tend to get slow in the acting roles. And maybe maybe you're used to getting 5 auditions a week, and now you're getting 1 a month. It happens. But you just got to make sure that you're staying up, you're taking classes, you're staying creative. You can create your own material and your own film and direct your own projects and star in it. And just making sure you're staying up on all of that. You know, even if you're an actor and it's getting dull, you can teach acting classes, you know? Mm-hmm. But just don't give up, You know, that's what I would give an actor who wants to quit. Just keep going and keep doing what you're doing. You'll be a lot further.
Yep. So Tyler, I lied. I do have one more question.
Okay.
And it's to finish my sentence. As an actress, I hope to
leave a great body of work for the next generation to inspire them to do great things in the film industry.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Great answer. All right, so Tyler, that concludes our interview. Tell everyone what you got going on and how they can keep up with you.
All right, so first of all, y'all can check out Bruh on BET Plus that just got released, as well as Bigger on BET Plus. I am playing Shelly, and we just got renewed for season 2. So once this whole quarantine thing is over, hopefully we'll be refilming season 2. You can check me out on that, as well as Your Worst Nightmare, that's premiering on the ID Discovery Channel.
Awesome. And your IG is?
My Instagram is Ty_K, and it's Tyler K. Whitley is my name.
Okay, y'all heard it here first. Tyler K. Whitley. Let's support our sister in her actress endeavors, okay?
Oh, thank you.
Thank you all for tuning in. We hope you learned from Tyler on how you too can become an actress, and we hope that this inspired you to live out your dreams. Stay safe out there. We'll see you again next time.